What's up, YouTube? Hold on. What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a minute. I left y'all without a double beat to step to. I know. Um, I've not been around as much as this past year in 2022 that I promised to be around, just due to the fact that I had a kid, I had a baby, had a son, and there was a lot going on this year with that. As far as as you guys know, follow me, you know that I work full time, I farmed, and also just squeezing that in. That took a lot away from the social media platforms, how I normally stream out content. So something just had to fall off the plate, and unfortunately, it was kind of some of the social media stuff and farming. I was a lot of the times in a hurry to get stuff done, more so just focused in on that and just didn't post. But now that things are trying to kind of leveling back out, I'm gonna try to, instead of just posting videos of machinery, get back more into like the vlogging and kind of talk about some things. But what I would like to do is kind of get you guys caught back up on things. 2022 was not a great growing season for us. As it was not a great growing season for a lot of people in the South. As you it's one of the worst drought years we've had in a long time. Things were just did not pan out like they should. I thought it was actually shaping out to be a pretty, good growing season. I mean, we were getting plenty of rain in the spring, and then I know about June or so, it just kind of cut off. And I remember being at work. I said, man, damn, it's kind of hot out here, boy. It got up to hit 100 degrees in May. And that's kind of uncharacteristic of our region, 100 degrees in May. You normally still hang around in the 80s. And then, you'll kind of get up there in the low 90s maybe. But you don't really get smoking hot until mid-June. But this year, the earlier planted stuff suffered just right along with the late planted stuff. Didn't plant any corn this year. I think that was a godsend, honestly. The thing is, a lot of corn had a yield drag in the Delta in our region, at least in eastern Arkansas, just due to temperatures. Corn does not do well in extreme heat, and this year, corn did not do well at all. And, it was easier for us pretty much just to manage the whole soybean rotation this year with all that was going on. Next year it'll be back to business as usual, corn and beans. About half the farm being corn, the other half will be in beans, and we'll go from there. Things have been pretty interesting this year. We did put in another well on the field that we own, so we increased our irrigated acres. And also, just in general, we picked up a few pieces of equipment. Nothing major. Some things that help out. We bought a couple planters. We also bought a fertilizer buggy. All things that probably need a little bit of TLC. I think the planters look like they're pretty good. They're pretty good stuff, but we're going to go through them this winter. So I plan on sharing some YouTube material with you guys about that. And just in general, this year, it was just, it was an iffy year. It just was not a great year. Irrigated just didn't do what it was supposed to do. It did the bare minimum, where you normally cutting 50 and 60 in irrigated beans. Shoot, they were cutting around 40 and 45. And that's just not normal. That's like I said, it's just not normal. And, had some dicamba drift issues this year with how it was so hot. So, the next thing is the upcoming year, I made the decision really, we were growing enlist beans, definitely switching all our soybeans over to dicamba. So just to not have to deal with that. And just some of the other things and issues that most people around Arkansas were having, we were having emergency issues. Man, it was hard to get beans come up out of the ground. We got everything planted probably sooner than any year that we've ever got it planted. And, I planted, it was 2 fields planted within about 3 to 4 days of each other. And it was interesting how just in those 3 days, the emergence, that one field came up. It was a bedded field, but this field was planted flat. That field did not come up at all. The only spots in that field that emerged was the actual low spots, and that was all we had. It was all she wrote. But like I said, it was a bit of a struggle this year. It was a learning curve. It puts you in a perspective to be appreciative and blessed when you do have a good growing seasons. Things right now are a little bit crazy. If you're in ag, you're no stranger that, fertilizer's high at the wazoo, parts are scarce, fuel is high, and just things in general is just kind of out of whack. I mean, equipment prices are sky high. I was possibly looking at upgrading a tractor this year and next, and, I was going to want to step into an 8,000 or 8020 and, some series like that. And them jokers are straight out of my price range right now, to be honest with you. I probably might still touch 8,000 series, but I don't know if this is probably the right time to be upgrading. It's more so one of those times that I feel like you probably want to batten down your hatches and kind of, possibly wait for what may be coming down the pipe. I don't know. It is what it is. That's part of it. That's what you sign up for. But, some of the future things we're looking at for as trying for, I definitely, and I've told people on TikTok this, if you follow me on TikTok, definitely thinking about branching off into some cotton. Hopefully, we'll probably be trying to put a self-propelled sprayer in the rotation for sure, though. I think that's much more needed than another tractor right now, but I'm not ruling that out. The right tractor, I possibly could still get down with, like I said, the 8,000 series, but I really want to step into a self-propelled sprayer, something of that nature. And if I can do that, that'll give me a little bit of a leeway to, spray your own cotton crop, because, anybody knows cotton is finicky. Bugs can knock you out. You got to spray the foliator and all of that. And then too, it's a heavy spray crop. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's something that it's good to be able to do custom work on your own. And that's one of the things I'm trying to build for. And I don't feel like a cotton picker would be that bad of a investment to make. If it's not a round bale picker and not a late model, like picker that, that dumps into a basket, they're pretty affordable. Now they can be a bad as far as get back to running or do the maintenance on, but looking at doing a cat, I want to give me something like a little 2-row picker. I ain't trying to do no bunch of acres of cotton. Just something I can jump out there that's simple to work on. I can get my feet wet in and we're taken care of. I don't want to buy a super old cotton 2-row cotton picker, but something that I can start out with and get my feet wet in cotton though. But like I said, man, I'm sorry I left you guys without no content this year. I hadn't really been talking to you guys. YouTube takes work, and it just didn't have really the time. I guess one of the other updates I can give you guys, I did get a chance to go up in the Midwest this year. Visited my buddy Dane Jessup. And that was a good time. Get to see what the Midwestern guys roll like. And, I plan on coming back. Actually plan on making a few farm shows this year. Farm progress, things like that. And one other thing actually was pretty cool. This past year I was on Rob Sharkey's podcast. So I was telling, kind of my life story and how I got into farming and stuff like that. But I'm going to definitely try to get back into this vlog deal. Especially now that my son is here. And, he's only 3 months roughly. But I want to have something for him to come back and look over and be like, that's what Dad was doing while I couldn't remember or didn't know what the hell was going on. And so, just to put together some stuff, and so he can, hopefully fall in love with it like I did. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I hopefully, again, can get you guys some content, get you guys going. I'm looking forward to 2023. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But hey, man, we just farming, man.